Welcome to Follow the Content Leaders, a podcast where we want to learn how leaders, entrepreneurs, CEOs, coaches, and consultants have built their businesses and exactly what role has content played in their strategies. Hello, good morning, Gladys. How are you?
I'm great, Monica. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Yeah, thanks for joining and making the time to record this with us. So, Gladys, I was just checking your LinkedIn profile and you define yourself, I loved it, as a woman who in your late 30s had a second existential crisis.
Mhm.
You've built four companies, right? So, I think we can all learn a lot from your experiences. Can you explain a bit about your journey? What have you done in the past and what is it that you're doing at the moment?
Okay, long story short, because otherwise we'll take just a podcast to explain my life. But yes, many people who might be listening this podcast, I study a university degree, and finally I didn't like really what I was studying. Then I have my first job, and finally I got a job in a multinational. Actually, it was Apple. So it was supposed to be the dream job, right? But bureaucracy and multinationals doesn't go align with my agile way of doing, let's say it in this way. So I quit the job. I moved to Los Angeles. I spent 2 years there. Then I started my two first companies. It was an events agency, a tech conference. And I
Mm-hmm.
did all the mistakes that you can make in the first companies, that it's not asking for help. Actually, when I built my first companies, the mentor business mentor thing, it didn't really exist as a thing. Maybe in US was something, but not in Spain or Europe at all, like, well, very few. Back then we didn't even have like Instagram, so I'm talking about like a long time ago. And then what happened is, like, well, I choose a lot of niches. I wanted to do a 360 events agency company, blah blah blah. So I was trying to fight to make these companies grow, but didn't really work. I mean, I was kind of doing well, but not like enough to be profitable, enough to be growing and have a nice life. So the good thing is that because I was in the tech world and I was a women, young women, I was invited to a lot of speaking opportunities. So I was invited to Colombia, and in that
Mm-hmm.
trip, after this trip, I went to the jungle in Amazonas, and well, I had a long trip there. And then when I came back to my Spain, I decided to close my two companies and start over as a mentor of personal branding. But nowadays everyone knows what is personal branding, but that back then, like, people did know at all what was personal branding. They thought it was like something
Mm-hmm.
related to fashion. So imagine. And then I had this company. Pandemic for me was like a big success. My company was just working myself, and I had a team of 5 6 people in things of like 3 months. So the company grew. We help a lot of entrepreneurs to start their own businesses in personal branding, blah blah blah. But then I wanted something new, so I started a new company that was a retreat for entrepreneurs, Libélula Living.
Mm-hmm.
And we did three editions: Portugal, Canary Islands, and Colombia. And then in the meantime, because you have a lot of audience who are entrepreneurs, that you know that you have to work also on your mindset, on self-development. Your company will not grow if you don't work on that. So I started like working a lot on myself, and there is something that catches my attention. That was neuroscience applied on communication and on leadership, on self-development, on well-being. And then I discovered two new concepts, that it's neurohacking and biohacking, that basically is like how to hack your brain and your biology to reduce stress, to have equilibrium, to have longevity, to be capable, to be more to have more performance at work. And then I closed my last company, who that was actually very profitable, to start a new
Mm-hmm.
company and helping now leaders to to improve their well-being and performance with neuroscience and technology.
Super interesting, right? Everything you've lived. I mean, I know you and I've lived all of these changes. So it is true. I remember when you started the personal branding company, I personally had nothing or no idea as to what it was now. And nowadays it's just like a must. So I'd say, with all of these experiences, what is one mistake or a mistake that you've wished you would have not made in the past while doing all of this, testing all these companies and living all of this?
Mhm. I think all the mistakes make you learn things. So I think it's kind of like nice to make some mistakes. Some others is not that nice when this involves a lot of money, right? But some of the
Mm-hmm.
mistakes that I maybe, if someone will ask me what to do or what not to do when they are starting, I would say hire a mentor because it will make the path shorter, and you need that person to tell you, like, or like just to guide you, not maybe to tell you, like to guide you like what are the next steps. But also be careful because nowadays there is a lot of people who sell smoke, and they try to sell you that you can make a lot of money in 2 days and blah blah blah. So I think there is more scam or more people lying to people nowadays in social media, so you need to be really really careful on this. And if someone like made a ton of money on 2022 doesn't make uh, it doesn't mean that they can do it in 2024 because the market is completely
Mm-hmm.
different. So don't trust someone who was a big success also 2 years ago because can be a big failure nowadays. Apart of this, like try to have different mentors, like go to a mastermind, do things like this. I think it's something really important. Don't do it like we say in Spanish. Don't do it a Juan Palomo. Don't do it alone. Like always, like find people who can guide you, and communities. I'm not talking about just mentors. Like communities, masterminds. Like talk to other entrepreneurs. Like ask ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
That's super important. And making mistakes is part of the progress. Like it's impossible not to make mistakes. And yeah, I think that would be one of the most important things. And the second important thing before investing on any kind of marketing or sales content, invest on yourself. Because if you are not aligned, you don't have high self-esteem. If you don't have clear what you want in life or what you want in your business or what is right or what is wrong for you, because some things can work for other people but maybe it's not aligned with your values or what is not
Mm-hmm.
coherent with you, it will not work. So you will be always following trends, but you will be lost in some point. So before investing in anything related to sales, marketing, whatever, invest on yourself, because then you will make better steps later. And that's something that people usually do it the opposite.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, entrepreneurship or building your own business, many people think it's all about having the skills of running a business or being good at sales, being good at marketing. And it's so much more about knowing yourself and knowing what are your strengths, how to manage your own time, how to manage your own beliefs, and uh, everything that comes with self discovery and self development,
Yeah,
much more than the actual business skills, because those can be learned, right? and
yeah.
and the other ones you have to go into the journey and discover them. So yeah, super interesting. Now I'm looking a bit more to understand or to learn about the role that content has played in all of this journey. So if you've used content, which I know you have, to build any of these businesses, which platforms have you used? How did it work out for you?
Mhm. Well, one of the first platforms I used was YouTube, because actually Instagram was not even a thing. So actually on Twitter back then, because it was like if you organize events, like was Twitter the thing, like, because people was
Mm-hmm.
tweeting, being like a trending topic was a thing. Nowadays, being a trending topic in an event is like, well, it depends. Like if it's a journalist event, maybe, but like another kind of event, not really. So that was my tools. I don't even open Twitter anymore. YouTube, I was really consistent because I really believe on YouTube as a company, from Google, to get your brand like really like well
Mm-hmm.
positioned, and also like the long term, like other platforms like Twitter, Instagram, like it's vanish, the content when you publish it. But
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn, sorry, like YouTube is still like a platform nowadays that you can reuse, or people can still find your video like 3 years later, but it's like super nice.
Mm-hmm.
And also gives you the way to make like longer videos, because Instagram didn't have video back then. So like you have to
Mm-hmm.
do things to teach people. So I was teaching people, so YouTube was for me interesting. And then, well, Instagram became a big thing. I was like, my niche were entrepreneurs, coaches, mentors, or people who wanted to be a coach or mentor or make a business online of this. So for me, Instagram was a big thing. And I basically, like, my last years of the business was based on 80% of my clients came from there. But I got divorced of Instagram actually 1 year ago. 1 year ago, and that's one of the best decisions I made in my life. I closed the app. I delete the app because I think it's the most stupid app to use if you don't use it for business. Like, it's just losing your time using
Mm-hmm.
using Instagram. It's just burning your brain, and actually has a lot of. We could talk about this in neuroscience, but it has a lot of it's not controversial, but it's like not benefits for your brain, that you are like, when you
Mm-hmm.
feel like, because I got distracted very often, it's really difficult for me to get focused. Well, social media have part of the blame of this, so be
Of
careful with
course.
this. And so basically, like, I got divorced with Instagram. I don't want to know anything about Instagram anymore. And for me, LinkedIn, because when there was just like, as a social media thing, was just Twitter and LinkedIn like 15, 20 years ago, I already built a big community there back then. So for me, reconnecting with LinkedIn was like a nice thing. I feel comfortable with there, and my niche is also there. I don't think it's like good or bad to be in one social media. Like, go to Twitter, you will grow a lot, and then you stop. It's like, but do I really want to grow there? Like, I don't want to have followers there. Like, I don't want to grow. That's not my purpose. But people start keeping telling you things like, you have to grow. Like, you can be like, have a lot of followers, thousands of followers in 3 days. It's like, but do I really want this? Do I really need this? What kind of people is there? Like, how much time requires me to be there and really engage and do a good conversion sales? Like, no.
Yeah.
And so I went through no social media, being in all the social media platforms except Twitter. Sorry, except TikTok. I was talking about Twitter or TikTok before. I don't know, TikTok, whatever.
TikTok. Yeah.
And then I'm focusing on just LinkedIn and YouTube, and no strategy at all. So I just flow. I just do whatever I want. People who wants to check my post, they will check it. And something that I do really, really good, that I built for a lot of years, is having a database, and I can send my emails to my database. Some of them with content, some of them with storytelling, and some of them with my services.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because the other day someone told me, but Gladys, like, you are losing a lot of opportunities, that more people to know you. And then I answer her like, girl, like, I don't need more people to know me. I just need people who already knows me to know me better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's it.
because you already have an audience, so and a good audience that came to you for the services and trust you and everything. So.
From different times of my life, like,
Mm-hmm.
since I was working for Apple, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
before this I was working for a startup doing tech events, or later with my personal branding. And not all of them are my niche market now, but like, if you do a good job and you are nice to people and you do it with love, people remembers you. Yesterday I was having a call with someone that I met 20 years ago, and it was like chatting with someone that I've been seeing
Mm-hmm.
every day, and we have both a good memory from each other.
Yeah, of course. When you deliver good quality services, people will remember you for the quality. And later on, even if you're offering something that's completely different, if they're interested or need your services, they will
Mm,
trust you again because they know you're delivering the
yeah.
quality that you provide, that you promise.
Hmm.
So no strategy. This kind of blows my mind, considering that I'm a big planner and I cannot post anything that's not previously planned and strategized. How is it going then? Like, are you getting the results you want from LinkedIn? Are you getting leads? Are you getting the growth you kind of want, etc.?
Actually, my strategy is going back to school. Like, I know what are my strengths. My strengths are public speaking, doing live events, workshops, and that's how I win people.
Mm-hmm.
And we fall in love each other, like I fall in love with my potential client, my potential client falls in love with me, and it's a match, and the energy that you create in a presential, it's nothing that you can create in online. Like, even though in online you have a lot of tools that, I mean, I build friendships, I hire people online that I've been working with these people for 1 year online. I never saw them live, and that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that doesn't it works, but if you really want to connect with someone, like, if you meet them, it's completely different. And one of my talents is public speaking, so why not, living in a city like Barcelona that provides me a bunch of opportunities to organize events. I mean, if I would live in, I don't know,
A
Murcia,
small
maybe,
town, yeah.
like there is less things going on. Like, well, I mean, maybe my strategy will be another one, but living in Barcelona, like it's there, the opportunity, right? And after COVID, the
Mm-hmm.
people likes to go again, like being in presential, like that's something that is really nice. So for me, like the best lead magnets that I have, to say it in one way, is presential events.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for example, last week I was invited to do a speech in a gala that all the attendees were like HR, well-being, HR,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So I was doing a
Mm-hmm.
speech there, and then in the cocktail I was talking with all those people. And this week I don't know how many meetings I have.
Yeah.
How much time require me this, like, you know
Mm-hmm.
and and that's something that I enjoy, I love. I would do it even without being paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, regarding LinkedIn, for me it's really feeling like free, that I don't have to be thinking about how many posts. I mean, there is something important. I have something that it's like, for super easy for me to create content. Like, I have a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of ideas, I'm really fast like executing them, and I don't fucking hesitate if it's like a mistake or whatever. Like, I just post it. And now with ChatGPT and all of this, that it's even faster to do things, because it's not that I
Mm-hmm.
even have to think about how to do it. Like, I explain it, like if it would be my assistant. It's like, today that this happened to me, I would like to emphasize this, and whatever, like, write me a post about
Mm-hmm.
this. So, end of the story,
Yeah. And then you can
And
edit and just like, yeah.
exactly, and put this joke and make this sarcastic humor
Mm-hmm.
thing. That is my way of talking. And then I recheck it and post and bye. So for me, not being worried about how many likes or how many reshares or how many comments, I don't care. I don't even have those notifications of to know how many people like my post. So I don't even know. And something that I should do, like once a month, checking which ones were the best posts to try to replicate. That will be. I don't care, because this month this post is gonna be better, and I know that the ones that you talk about yourself are gonna be always better than the one that you give 3 tips. But people also needs to read the ones of the 3 tips. So,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe this month something happened because people was like less active on social media, and the next month it's gonna be more active.
Yeah. So you're focusing on the metrics that are actually relevant, right? That's the networking
I
you're
focus on I
generating.
have clients, and then my
Mm-hmm.
clients. Sometimes someone reach me on LinkedIn. I've been following for a while. I love what you post. How many likes or comments this person post on my? None,
Probably
none,
zero, yes.
none. Okay, so I don't care. I don't care about the likes and the
Mm-hmm.
followers and all of this. I care that every week I have someone reaching me to have a meeting with me because they want to know about my services,
Of course.
with no sales funnel, scarcity, and all this shit that I used to sell, but I fucking hate. And people, all of them do now. All of them, like everyone who tries to send me a LinkedIn invitations that it says, I help entrepreneurs to raise the scale. I don't even accept those people, because I know what is going to be the best message that they send me. Because all of them are trained in the same place, all of them have the same message, and it's like, dude, doesn't work with me. Like, you cannot approach my clients with the strategy that you are reaching to me, because it doesn't work like this. It doesn't work for
Mm-hmm.
me like this. Maybe for another person it works. I'm not saying that it's good or bad, but not for me. Nothing
Of
me.
course, you're not their target, so that's
Yeah.
clear. And then more in terms of the content that you've created, you say that it's easy for you to generate content, which is great. What is the part that you enjoy the most? Is it like ideation, writing, design? What is, or was it? What's the part also that you kind of hate the most of it?
I mean, the thing that maybe I hate the most because it's more requires more patience is like the video edition, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Although nowadays with a lot of servers you have a lot of things that makes things easier. Like I
Mm-hmm.
mean I'm talking about like few years ago I was subtitling the videos manually, and now you have
Yeah.
a subtitle within like 30 seconds. So
Mm-hmm.
like it changed a lot the market right now, and with I don't know Canva and everything, like it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy like how easy it can be. So yeah, the thing I like the less maybe would be video edition, and the rest in general, like doing videos, writing posts, creating designs on Canva. That's something that I like. I like. The difference is
Mm-hmm.
like I don't work for a social media right now. Before I had the feeling that I was working for a social media, but the social media was not paying me, like specifically
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. And I see so many people that they become slaves of like, do you know like how many hours per week do you dedicate to create content? Plus, if you have imposter syndrome, you're completely fucked because you are not gonna never post this because it's gonna be never perfect.
Mm-hmm.
If you will dedicate this time to focus on how to create a better service, how to go presential somewhere to whatever, like to talk about with someone. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, another strategy that is not just creating content all the time for Instagram, because I think Instagram or TikTok, because I think are the social networks are more can get you more
Yeah.
slave. Like LinkedIn, I think it's not that. I don't know. It depends on the strategy that you have. I don't know. I
It's
have a
not that
feeling that
addictive. I agree. Like Instagram and
maybe,
TikTok are kind of designed even with the colors and everything
yeah.
to suck you right in, right?
Yeah. I think
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, you're all the time comparing to yourself. You spend a lot of time scrolling. I mean, on LinkedIn, I don't feel like it's nice. It doesn't feel like you want to scroll a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yes, what's dangerous about LinkedIn sometimes it can feel it you're scrolling and it can feels like you're working when actually you're not working, you're procrastinating and scrolling on social media.
Yeah.
But you can feel like okay, no, but I'm working because I'm learning from others, etc. But sometimes when you spend loads of hours there, it can be
Yeah.
complete procrastination too.
But then you just delete the apps like I do from my phone.
Yeah, I've never had LinkedIn on my phone actually.
And then you just do it on the computer.
On the computer, yeah. Of
That's it.
course.
So all this time that you are waiting for someone, you are not scrolling, doing nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's been great talking to you. Thank you for making the time again. And I just like to always end with one final question. That's if you had to recommend me a book, which book would you recommend me to read?
I would recommend you to read any of my neurohacking books, like Neurohacking for Stress or Microbiota. I think I sent you that one already.
Yes.
And The Brain of a CEO. That's the last one I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting to understand like how the brain of a leader works and should work.
Mm-hmm.
And regarding, I was thinking, I'm looking there because I'm checking my
I
books.
guess you have your books around you. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I would recommend you maybe a finance book. Warren Buffett, I think it's the guy. I'm super bad with the
Mm-hmm.
names. His biography,
Okay.
and that's an invitation on you don't just. I mean, I think a business is not just a thing to make money; it's also to make an impact and to help other people. But a part of the business, I see most of the entrepreneurs or people in general that they believe and they think and they see life that the only way to make business is working.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding how finance works, how investment works, it will open your mind that you can also generate money with other things and not just on your like investing on your time on a job or whatever is your business or someone else. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a thing that like
Interesting.
everyone could
Yeah.
open their mind.
I'll check that out. So thank you so much again and have a lovely day.
Thank you, Moni.